Cocao, the Food of the Gods, a presentation by Ben Mossman, Evan Elkin, Courtney Booker, and Katie Weiner. The cocoa tree, the producer of the cocoa bean, is 25 feet tall, and it mainly grows in rainforest climates in Central and South America, the East and West Indies, and West Africa. The pods or beans grow in the trunk of the tree, which is unusual for beans that grow in trees. The beans are also a great source of dietary copper, which is extremely important to stay alive. It also contains caffeine and can be used as a stimulant.
Chocolate was first used by the Olmecs in a drink called Zocalitl. It became a very valuable bean down in the Mesoamerican region and continued throughout all of the famous civilizations down there. The Mayans used the bean in rituals and trade, and it really helped the Mayans to establish a long-distance trade with other countries. When the Mayans started trading with other countries, their culture started to become influenced by them, so you could say the cocoa bean was the original reason Mayans even had any foreign influence bestowed upon their country. The bean was then later used by the Aztecs in their rituals, using it as a tribute to Montezuma and Tenochtitlan. They also started using it again in Zocalitl. The cocoa bean became so valuable that it was even sometimes counterfeited in Mesoamerican civilizations. The first time the cocoa bean would be introduced to Western society would be in the late 1500s, when Christopher Columbus raided a Venezuelan cargo ship. When he first raided it, he wasn't sure what the beans were, but they had a lot of them, and he concluded that they were valuable, so he took them. The Spanish used the beans to make Zocalitl, and the bean eventually made its way over to Europe. Nowadays, the bean is used for everything, including chocolate, cocoa, cocoa butter, candies, and medicine.
The cocoa bean was first used by the Olmecs circa 1000 BC when the Olmecs observed rats eating the bean. They assumed then that the bean was edible, and they used it for foods and spices, and is possibly the origin of mole sauce. It was considered quite valuable back then, and was considered the food of the gods by the Olmecs and other Mesoamerican cultures. It was so valuable that the Mayans cleared out the forest to make cocoa plantations to help grow the bean and make it essential for the economy of the Mesoamerican cultures.
Many different people began producing different kinds of chocolate once it gained popularity and started making a profit. At first, there were chocolate warehouses that producers made to store their good. However, after the warehouses were ransacked by conquistadors, other means of producing and storing were necessary. The chocolate industry quickly became sophisticated in Latin America, Mesoamerica, West Africa, Portugal, and Southeast Asia. Today, Hershey is the largest chocolate manufacturer in North America.
There are many different uses for the cocoa bean. For example, hard chocolate, cocoa powder, and cocoa butter fat. In 1657, the first chocolate shop was opened in London. London chocolate houses became very popular as the people began to see chocolate as their new luxury. In 1700, they added milk to improve the chocolate. In 1830, the first chocolate bar was made by Joseph Fry and Sons, which was a British chocolate maker. Hershey Chocolate Company is the largest chocolate manufacturer in North America. The company was started by Milton Hershey in 1900, and in 1900 the first Hershey chocolate bar was made in America. In 1528, cocoa beans from the New World arrived in Spain, and it was presented to Charles V, the Spanish king. For almost 100 years, Spain kept chocolate a secret from the rest of the world. Before Nestle became Nestle, there were two separate Swiss chocolate companies in 1867. But in 1905, the companies merged together to become Nestle and Anglo-Swiss Chocolate Company.
In England in the 1700s, when chocolate began to gain popularity, only the wealthy high-class people could afford to divulge in it because it was taxed so heavily. Then, as it began to gain popularity in other parts of Europe as well, different types of chocolate were made according to what each country liked. However, all through the 1900s, England was the main chocolate consumer in the world.
Chemically speaking, chocolate really is the world's perfect food. Michael Levine. The superiority of chocolate, both for health and nourishment, will soon give it the same preference over tea and coffee in America which it has in Spain. Thomas Jefferson. Chocolate is a divine celestial drink, the sweat of the stars, the vital seed, divine nectar, the drink of the gods, panita, and the universal medicine. Geronimo Piperni.